Welcome. For the purpose of this lesson, I'm going to have to assume, just based on time constraints, that you, the student, have read the paragraph in question. Question 1 of 22 off the College Board sample questions, titled A Life in Traffic. This question requires a certain level of strategy. And that strategy begins with understanding what the question is specifically asking of you. So this question, copied from the website, which choice best maintains the sentence pattern already established in the paragraph? So specifically, I've highlighted the words that will help you as a student form your strategy to answer these questions as best you can. So in this question, we're looking for a choice out of given options, which follows the structure that has already been modeled in the paragraph previously. So this question is not really vocabulary. It's not really a logic question. It's more of a pattern recognition type of question. So now that we've understood what the question is looking for, we have to ask ourselves what's next, right? So if you find a sentence pattern that matches the sentence pattern in the passage, that will most likely be the best answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to analyze the sentence structure. We're going to look for commonalities. A commonality is something that things share in common, otherwise known as a similarity. All right? What we initially find when we look at the sentence, we're just going to exit this for a second, and when we initially look at the sentence, what we find are a subway system. Well, this is the first sentence. So a subway system, a noun, a person, place, or thing, right, is expanded, a passive verb, right? A passive verb in this case is something that is not necessarily being done by the subject, okay? And in the second sentence, we find the same thing. A bike sharing program, that's a noun, and that would be the subject, is adopted, right? It doesn't state who adopted it. It doesn't state why it was adopted. It just states that it was adopted. Therefore, it's a passive verb. So you are looking for an answer that provides a noun followed by a passive verb. Next statement, which option best fits this pattern? Right? There's more than one way. First, you can find the right answer. If you can find the right answer right away, you get to move on. I know time is of the essence. I know it's important sometimes you may have other questions which require more of your time. So if the answer is obvious, choose it and move on. Ask yourself, do any of the answers correctly fit this pattern already established? Because remember, in this question, we're just asking for a pattern. All right. If no answers jump up at you, we have option number 2, which is eliminate the obviously incorrect answers. So you ask yourself, which answers do not fit the structure? So you either see one that does fit the structure, and if you don't, you check which ones do not fit the structure. So do any of these answers obviously fit the structure previously established? We're going to go back here. I'm going to take this off because I don't necessarily, well, it's too late now, but we have our first response, A, which is no change. Our second response, B, coordinating stoplight timing can help alleviate rush hour traffic jams in a congested downtown area. We have C, stoplight timing is coordinated to alleviate rush hour traffic jams in a congested downtown area. And we have D, in a congested downtown area, stoplight timing is coordinated to alleviate rush hour traffic jams. As far as I'm concerned, one does match the structure perfectly. That is choice C, right? You have spotlight timing, which is a noun, is coordinated, followed by a passive verb. This is exactly the structure that we're looking for. However, I may have a little bit more experience at this than you do, so I completely understand if you need to use method 2, right? Because even if you don't see it right away, method 2 will allow you, by elimination, to find the answer that you're looking for. So if the answer is not obvious, well, we'll go back to the slideshow, then start by eliminating the answers that are obviously wrong, right? Answer A, no change. Well, what that essentially means is that the passage that's underlined in the original piece given to read is absolutely correct, and that's how it should be. And this matches the other two, because that's what we're being asked to do in this question. And the original statement does not follow the same structural pattern, right? As you can see, it begins with an infinitive statement, right? So you eliminate it and you move on. Answer B, coordinating stoplight timing can help alleviate rush hour traffic jams in a congested downtown area. Check the structure. Does it match? No. This statement begins with a verb, not a noun. You eliminate it and move on. So far we've gotten rid out of 2. So if we're just left with it, you have a 50% chance of guessing, even if the 2 remaining ones are very similar. Right? Generally in questions throughout standardized tests, you will be given a couple of answers that you can eliminate. Answer C, stoplight timing is coordinated to alleviate rush hour traffic jams in a congested downtown area. Does this answer seem correct? Return to the analysis of the structure. You're looking for a noun and then a passive verb. That's how the 2 previous sentences were structured. This follows the same structure as the sentences in the paragraph. Therefore, we cannot eliminate this option. Notice I didn't say pick this option. I specifically said we cannot eliminate this option because we still don't know what option D is. And answer D, in a congested downtown area, spotlight timing is coordinated to alleviate rush hour traffic jams. Does this statement match the structure? No. Eliminate it and move on. This statement actually moves the prepositional phrase to the beginning of the sentence. This is not the way it was structured. So the answer through method 2 elimination, since we have been able to eliminate options A, B, and D, we are left with only C as the best answer. Check your answer. You may ask yourself, how do I do this? Well, what are we looking for here? We are looking for a pattern. That pattern has a rhythm. So if you read the two first sentences, you will see both a pattern and a rhythm. So all you have to do is put in whatever you think the answer is as the third sentence. We think, well, I know it's C. So if you were to put in C after reading the first 2 sentences, you would notice the same pattern repeating itself thrice. If the answer fits the pattern, you can be assured that your choice is correct. And what do you do after that? You move on, because you know that you cannot spend more time than necessary on any question on any of these tests.